The role of the Trappists is precisely that according to their vocations, they were contemplatives. They were not speaking but only praying and meditating and praying. So they are not usually involved in preaching the gospel. But it's because of the young abbot who, when hearing the invitation of Bishop Rickards of the Cape when he was in Rome at that time, took the courage to do what was considered impossible, to make the Trappists preach the gospel, to learn Zulu, to be able to communicate with the people. But the way they did it, they were so successful. They were getting many more converts than other congregations in the Catholic Church. And above all, they were the first also to get local vocations to priesthood. The priest, Father Edward Mganga, of the Shozi clan, was working in the monastery as a boy, and he went on to study for priesthood in Rome and became the first African priest in Southern Africa.
Abbot Fanner Trappist Trail is the fulfilling of my dreams to bring this great man, Abbot Francis Fanner, who brought the evangelization, brought good news to this area to be more known and as well effective and influencing the spirituality of people of today. Seeing enthusiasm of the organizer and committee of this Abbot Fanner Trappist Trail and the need for such pilgrimage, such walking in the footsteps of the first missionaries of this area, I see very successful because the people need spiritual experience, need this experience of God, not only in the church, in the buildings, but in the nature, in walking together, in the community of these pilgrims who are walking together, experiencing the rain, experiencing the sun, experiencing the thunderstorm together as a community. And this brings the spiritual experience of God present in the environment, in the nature, as well in these beautiful churches, missions that Abbot Francis and Trappist were building.
Trappist, all of them, they worked very hard to plant the faith in South Africa. This is very important, actually, to me and to us as CMMs, because we are the one who is working on this project of the beatification. This will be actually a good thing for promoting him.
I think it comes at the right time, because as a congregation, we are doing our best, in terms of promoting the veneration of Abbot Francis. There is even actually a process that is going on, the process of canonization or of beatifying Abbot Francis. So I am hoping that through this Trappist Trail, the veneration will grow, not only locally, but also abroad, because in so doing, I am hoping that the church will be aware of the impact that this man has left, the heritage that he has left for South Africa. And hopefully, as I said earlier on, maybe that he will be beatified and become a saint, and not just for himself, not for our congregation, but for our society, because he has left us a rich heritage. I'm praying that this Trappist Trail will grow, that we get more people from abroad as well to come and visit our parishes and experience the hospitality of the people of South Africa.
Historically, we need to preserve these missions. Some of them are becoming quite derelict. Some of them need a lot of repair, and there isn't money for that. They do so much work in the community that they can't afford to keep these in good repair. So we're hoping by introducing mission tours, by introducing monastery tourism, we can contribute to the upgrades and the preservation of these missions.
There is something romantic about the Trappist missions, and we have done many walks overseas, done many pilgrimage routes, and we wanted to do the same here in South Africa and to bring visitors to South Africa to walk this pilgrimage route. And we're walking it in honor of Abbot Fanner. And so the idea is to walk in his footsteps from the mission stations Trappist mission stations that he's founded. There are many, many over KZN, but we are just doing 9 altogether. This is the first religious pilgrimage route in South Africa, so it's unique. And it is very romantic, and it has some wonderful stories attached to it. We are hoping that by walking as well, we will have contact with the communities, and we will bring more people, and that they will learn about it, and that we will be able to hopefully to bring some more prosperity to the regions. If we can bring more people from overseas, then it becomes quite a tourist attraction. And we also not only want people to walk it, because not everyone is fit enough to walk it, but we would like people to travel. We organise tours by coach from Trappist Mission to Trappist Mission. But the scenery is just spectacular. It's a wonderful part of this country, absolutely wonderful. And there are not many people that ever get around to see this spectacular scenery. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And it's unique. I think it's wonderful walking from village to village and seeing the communities, and they have been enormously welcoming to us. Enormously. It's wonderful to wave to them and they wave to us. We're really hoping that it'll bring tourism to this part of the country. That is our passion and our aim. We want to share our beautiful countryside and the communities. You know, I'd love people to see just how great they are.
First to discover myself, because you know the rules of Trappist, this is live in a silent, yeah? And today for people this is this is a big challenge, almost like impossible. So this trip reminded me that by this way I speak about silent. I can, and also during this trip I found some place, some moment for a silent, you know, to get myself, you know. This is the first one. Second one, this is you know, because in any kind of mission what we will visit when we pass this mission, you know. So I have a for me this is like a message from God, what God leave in this mission. Like for example, Reichenau, yes, Kevela, Sentokau, you know, Lourdes, Mariatal up to Marian Hill, yeah? So also to discover what kind of, because you know we pass these places, so what kind of message Lord won't give me, you know?
It's very interesting. The ground is very varied. We've had some tough days, and we've had some easier days, but overall it's been absolutely fantastic. I've really enjoyed every moment of it. I would recommend this trail to anybody who has an interest in history, and also in hiking an amazing country.
So far it's been really excellent. Probably far better than expectations, because I knew when we were brought on board to do the inaugural trail, a lot of the paths had been recce'd, so we knew exactly where we were going, but a lot had just been sort of put down onto GPS from Google Maps. So it was a case of trial and error, but I think so far so good. And there's been a mix of terrain. We've had walking on farm paths, we've been walking through forests, so we've had shade, we've had the open sunlight, etc. But it's also been very interesting to interact with the community and see how the community lives and how welcoming they are, because just about everywhere we've been, they've sort of opened their hearts to us, and very interested in what we're doing. You know, why are you here? What are you doing? And when we explain, it's like, yeah, you know, this is great. So yeah, it's been very good.